Hello everybody, this is my tech blog, Preston Giles, and today we'll be covering D&B CEO decision analysis. So today we'll be covering growth analysis, personnel analysis, operation, cash flow, sales, and risk analysis as well. So for my growth analysis, I've concluded that D&B is currently not at capacity to expand, and so after having gone through a rather rough year last year, regarding expenses, D&B is currently in a period of recovery, and so unfortunately to recover, it is best to reduce operating expenses through automation and possibly downsizing. And as you can see in the chart here, their overall gross profit percentage actually declined quite a bit in 2019 as it only rose slightly in 2020. And for their operating expenses, they just keep continuing to grow, whereas their profit just essentially continues to slightly increase. So for my personnel analysis, essentially D&B's current strategy consists of having extensive teams performing analytics on the company data that's taken and credit reporting data. And so what D&B could do instead is essentially focus on expanding their analysis utilizing AI and decrease their focus on human analyzers. In doing so, they greatly reduce their operating expenses and increase their revenue, but also increase the speed and capabilities that their analysis services that they offer. So essentially, this would be a win-win for the company. Their operation analysis. So the majority of operating expenses at D&B are centered around the need to maintain their separate databases and perform their services. As D&B continues to grow and provide more services and maintain that data on more companies, and as more companies continue to sign up for their services, they'll continue to have increased operating expenses. And so by switching to Amazon AWS and automating their database maintenance analysis services, they could effectively reduce their operating expenses by nearly 40%. So to the chart here on the right, you can see essentially the automation expenses versus operating expenses as they currently have it, and then the gross profit based off of that. For my cash flow analysis, D&B has undergone a severe hit to their cash flow in the past 2 years. This was due to a recent lawsuit and their need to repay customers in accordance with that suit. Regarding the operation services and operating income, they do remain consistent in the fact that they are consistently getting revenue coming in. However, due to the need of paying for the lawsuit, D&B needed to take on a loan for an influx of cash, as you can see, based off of their increase in liabilities and then their increase of cash equivalents towards 2019-2020. For my sales analysis, D&B currently is in an area of need to increase our marketing for smaller sized businesses to expand their current market share in that space. Their current market lead is in a state of rebound, but is still experiencing a large deficit due to customers' trust having been broken in the past few years. So increased marketing efforts will be needed to be made, and prices might need to be decreased to increase sales being made and increase customer trust, providing services at discounted rates to newer customers. For my risk analysis, essentially what I've concocted is that D&B has essentially 3 possible paths in front of them. So they could either choose to reduce their operating expenses and in turn increase profit, or they could choose to increase their marketing and sales spend, which would in turn push their marketing budget to over 50% of their their overall operating expenses. And then finally, they could choose to decrease staff and implement automation, which in turn will help reduce operation costs. So obviously each one comes with its own amount of risk. So in the table here to the right, you can see automation. So the probability of success in implementing automation is around 60%. The impact is actually a gross increase in profits of over $750,000 a year. And the probability impact of this is around 450,000. So by simply increasing the expenses and essentially increasing that marketing and sales spend, you're looking at a possible impact of only $15,000 in the first year, and an impact of around $2,400. And then by simply reducing operating expenses and possibly reducing staff, we're not really seeing much of an increase in revenue there. We're actually seeing a decrease. So the impact of that could be around, $250,000, so to speak, or a negative impact of around $62,000. And the reason for this is that where they might reduce staff, they're also not recuperating any of the sales or putting any more money into that. They're just simply trying to reduce what they were currently doing. Thank you. And that is the end. If you would like to see more, please see my blog. Thank you.